Hey guys, and welcome back to Semajical Gaming for Hogwarts Mystery Year 5. We're on episode 10 of the season now. And I'm going to try the Out of Sorts adventure. It's another side quest. So let's go and meet Tulip in the West Towers. Hi Tulip, you wanted to see me? Yes, so glad you could make it, Semajical Baratical. I need you to help me break into Dumbledore's office. I'm sorry? Did you say you wanted to break into the headmaster's office? Yep. Now hurry, we don't have much time. He's in the courtyard now, and he could be back any minute. Slow down, Tulip. Before we do something as rash as break into Dumbledore's office, I need to know a bit more. What's this about? Some kind of prank? No. It's much more important than a prank. This is about the future, Semajical Baratical. Mine and yours. I'm pretty sure we'll have no future if we break into the headmaster's office. Oh dear. Oh dear. I keep expecting someone like Professor McGonagall or Professor Snape to come marching along. Or even Mr. Filch? Is that Mrs. Norris there? Uh-oh. Nothing ever goes right when that bloomin' cat's around. Rightio, guys. We'll have to call it back after this break. Welcoming you back, guys. We are there for this task. Let me get this straight. You want to break into Dumbledore's office and steal the sorting hat? Because you're feeling nervous about the future? Exactly. Don't you think that's taking things a bit too far? I only need the hat to answer a few questions, Semajical Baratical. The longer I'm at Hogwarts, the more I start to wonder about the sorting ceremony. My whole life is going to be determined by a few minutes with a single piece of headwear. It occurred to me just how many students the hat has to sort, and how different we all are. There's no way the sorting hat is right 100% of the time. Well, no, it isn't, so you have a point. I bet the hat's misread a student or two. Which means I might not truly belong in Ravenclaw. And you might not truly belong in Hufflepuff. I didn't know you had doubts about your house, Tulip, but I can help you find the answers you're after. If the sorting hat was wrong, and you belong in a different house, we'll figure it out together. And that's precisely why we have to break in, Semajical Baratical. If we want to talk with the sorting hat, there's a simpler solution than breaking into Dumbledore's office. I'm all ears. You saw Dumbledore in the courtyard. Yes. That's how I knew the coast was clear for our break-in. Then I'll go there now and talk with him outright. Perhaps that way I can arrange an audience with the sorting hat without anyone losing house points. talk to Dumbledore. We'll skip that for now. Professor Dumbledore, may I have a word? Hello, Mr. Piratical. To what do I owe the pleasure? I was hoping to talk with you about the sorting ceremony. Oh? Yes, my friend Tulip Karasu has a few questions about the ceremony. I think that's Karasu. I'm hoping she can talk to an expert. We'd like an audience with the sorting hat. I see. The sorting hat may not be available to present at the present moment. But tell me the precise nature of Miss Karasu's concern, and perhaps I can arrange something. Well, she fears she may have been mis-sorted. I mean, I don't think that's too hard to understand, do you? But we will have to wait until another part is ready before we can do this even. So, see you soon, guys. And we're back, guys. We're still on the same episode, obviously. But now, we're trying to arrange an audience with the sorting hat. Yeah, that was a close one, you know. Tulip wanted to break into Dumbledore's office to talk to the sorting hat. That would have been grounds for expulsion if we'd gone ahead with that. It would not have been a smart move. As a matter of fact, it would have been a very dumb move. Anyway. I think that's it for this part. So join me back here for the fourth and final part of this episode after the break. And we're back, guys, for part 4. Okay. So Miss Karasu is having doubts about her placement in Ravenclaw. As students approach their latter years at Hogwarts, it's only natural to feel uneasy about one's future. And Miss Karasu has always had an admirable skepticism when it comes to authority. Yes, she likes to come to her own conclusions. But I think a quick conversation with the sorting hat could be enough to put her at ease. Do you think that could be arranged? I appreciate you speaking with me so candidly about all of this. And I'm glad you're taking an interest in such an important tradition. But as you've taken such an interest in your friend's plight, I must ask, do you share her concerns about your placement in Hufflepuff? Now that she's brought it up, I am starting to wonder if I'm truly in the right house as well. Well, then it's good you two have each other. It can be quite alienating to feel out of place. I'll see what I can do to help. In appreciation of your honesty and forthrightness, I'll arrange for you to speak to the Sorting Hat. Assuming it's not too busy, of course. A hat can be busy, sir? Oh, I'm sure many things about the Sorting Hat will surprise you. Perhaps even what it has to say about the sorting ceremony. I'll try to keep an open mind, sir. Then I'll go prepare the hat for visitors and send for you when it's time. Brilliant! I'll get Tulip and we'll come to your office as soon as we hear from you. Talk to the Sorting Hat. Okay, this is where it's gonna get interesting. Here we go. Thanks for talking to Dumbledore and earning us an audience with the Sorting Hat, Semajical Baratical. Now we can get some answers without having to break into our headmaster's office. Though that might have been interesting. At least this way the Sorting Hat knows we're coming. Hopefully we can get some honest answers about the sorting ceremony and put your mind at ease. Ravenclaws, the encyclopedic few, the knowledgeable grouping, tosh. These rhymes are rubbish. Perhaps I'm losing my touch. Sorry to interrupt, but Dumbledore said you might be willing to speak with us. We were hoping to ask you a few questions about the sorting ceremony. Ah, Mr. Baratical, perhaps you can help me. I've been working on next year's sorting song all day. I'm stuck trying to rhyme with this line. Though wittiness cannot be taught. If you help me finish my rhyme, you can ask me any questions you like. What? You cheeky what? We gotta help the hat come up with the end of a rhyme? Oh well, if we must, we must. Here we go. Nothing rhymes with Tor. Saw. A new line must be about Ravenclaw. Though you might not realise it, life in Ravenclaw can sometimes be such a bore. There you go. So it's easy to come up with rhymes with the actual name. Looks like we'll be going into part 5, guys. So hold on tight, and I'll be back after this. And we're back, guys. Now let's see what the Sorting Hat says. Well, how about that? With just a bit of brainstorming, we've come up with 2 perfect options for the rhyme. Starting with, though wittiness cannot be taught, I can say either it comes easy to the academic lot, or quips the Ravenclaw have got. But I can't make up my mind which is best. I think it comes easy to the academic lot, says it all. Ravenclaws are quite bookish. That's true. It's a defining characteristic. Nicely done, Semajical. You've shown classically Hufflepuff kindness in your compliments of Ravenclaw. Now that my song is sorted, tell me what's on your mind. Tulip and I have some questions about the sorting ceremony. We're wondering if you determined we were well suited for our houses. I don't often hear from students who are unhappy with their placements. I don't have an issue with Ravenclaw. It's just that I've never tried any other house. After the sorting ceremony, students just take your word that we belong where you put us. But I don't even know how you came to your decision. All due respect, of course. Of course. A student in the wrong house would be a dire situation indeed. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that. Why's that? Because it's never happened. What about Peter Pettigrew? I'm pretty sure he was in the wrong house. If you don't believe me, I suppose you'll just have to go and see for yourself. Now, I thank you for your help with my song. Feel free to drop in any time and say hello again. Hello? Mr. Hat? That's right, Mr. Garrison. Okay. I think it's gone to sleep. Or it's ignoring us. Perhaps we've offended it. Or we're on to something. I think it's obvious we've touched a nerve. The hat's gone into hiding. Yes, it's not telling us everything. Perhaps it's just tired. Perhaps the hat's just tired. I don't think we can be sure we touched a nerve. I haven't spent enough time talking to hats to know if this isn't normal. Perhaps not, but I still have a lot of questions. Luckily, the hat gave me an idea of how to settle this without his help. It did? Yes, but we'll need a solid plan if this idea is going to work. Meet me in the Great Hall and we'll figure out exactly how to get to the bottom of this. Is that a good idea? Hi, Semajical Baratical. Thanks for meeting me. I've been thinking a lot about what the Sorting Hat said before it went quiet on us. It said we should take a look around, so that's exactly what I intend to do. It seems easy enough. There's plenty of students to look at here. But I don't want to just look at them, Semajical Baratical. I want to study the houses firsthand and learn all I can about each of them. That sounds like a very Ravenclaw thing to do, Tulip. Are you sure you don't belong there? Then we'll know for certain if you belong in Hufflepuff and I belong in Ravenclaw. The Hath just told us that very thing. How can you not believe it? Or if the Sorting Hat just put me in the same house as my parents. You didn't say anything about your parents before. That's because this isn't about them, it's about me and my future. Alright, well if you think studying the other houses will help, I'm in. Brilliant. I knew I could count on you. We just need to figure out the best way of learning about each house and what it means to belong there. Why don't you just talk to the heads of houses? Or the prefects. I'm sure they'll be able to give you the information you seek. But good luck getting any information on Slytherin from Professor Snape. Yeah, there you go. That's it for this episode though, guys. We'll continue that in the next episode. So until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have a magical time. Hey guys, and welcome back to Semajical Gaming for Hogwarts Mystery Year 5, episode 11 of the season now, and we are now up to, I believe, part 3 or 4, maybe 4, of the Out of Sorts, or my attempt at the Out of Sorts Sidequest. So we need to now help Tulip. This might be part 2 of that actually, now that I think about it. It is, it's part 2, so forget what I said about being part 3 or 4. And this is where we stop and take a break. I'll see you for the second part of this episode after this. And welcome back. Okay, so let's continue what we set out to do in the previous part. There we go. That's it, Semajical Baratical. We have friends in each house. We can start by talking to them. I bet we could even get a few of them to sneak us into their common rooms so we could get a closer look. That way we can learn what their house means to them and get a look at their space at the same time. Knowing our friends, they'll jump at the chance to brag about their houses and show them off. We just need to decide on the right member of each house to talk to, and who will be willing to sneak us into their common room. Slytherin may be tough. They're a prickly lot. All except Barnaby. Come to think of it, he might be a good person to talk to first. He seems a bit bored today. Plus, he's generally willing to help. And I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say about Slytherin. That's brilliant, Semajical. Barnaby's the perfect Slytherin to talk to. I'm sure he'll be willing to bend the rules, if only to show off the Slytherin common room. Then we'll start in the Slytherin common room and see if you'd be a better fit in the cunning clique. Oh dear. What am I getting myself into? Oh. Hey guys. Okay, welcome back. And it's now time to go and talk to Barnaby. We actually are in the Slytherin common room here. So this is the Slytherin common room. It's a bit creepy. I love it. Glad to hear it, Tulip. Not everyone feels the same way. But I do. It's home. Thanks for agreeing to talk to us about Slytherin, Barnaby. Of course. It's the first opportunity I've had to show off my common room to non-Slytherins. I suppose I'm not supposed to do it, but who can resist? And Marula, you're here for what? Moral support? Barnaby's proven what a lunk he is by sneaking you two in. I can't let someone like that be Slytherin's sole representative. Thanks, Marula. I'm not sure if it was a compliment, but I appreciate your enthusiasm, Barnaby. We're trying to learn about Slytherin, and you represent two sides of the Slytherin spectrum. So it will be nice to hear from you both. He's right. I've been feeling out of sorts about my Ravenclaw placement. I fit alright, but I've never tried anywhere else. I can't help wondering if I'd fit in just as well or better elsewhere. why don't we start with you two telling us a bit about Slytherin? Did you always know it was right for you? Alright, I'll talk. But let's make this quick. I've got important things to tend to. What important things, might I ask? Ratting on us to Professor Snape? I don't think that's important. I'm a Hufflepuff in the game. Tulip can just talk to me about being in Hufflepuff. It really couldn't be any simpler. Anyway, guys, this is where we take another break, so we'll see you in the next part. Well, guys, let's get back to this, and I'm pretty sure I was there. So that's the talking to Slytherins part of the adventure over. It sounds like Marula was at home from the start, but you weren't always certain of your place, Barnaby. Oh, not at all. Certainly not at first. My first year, I thought a lot about what I was doing in Slytherin, and sometimes I forgot to think. I didn't feel at home in Slytherin for a long time. When did that change? Well, one day I was competing with a Gryffindor student on the training grounds. We were trying to see who could blast a test dummy with Incendio more times in a single afternoon. Slytherin versus Gryffindor. That's a classic struggle. Exactly. It was quite heated. We were both blasting away. But after a while, I realised we were evenly matched. I was working incredibly hard, but I still wasn't winning. So what did you do? Was it a tie? Almost. Seeing how hard the Gryffindor was working, I got an idea. I was already tiring myself out, so I figured he must feel the same way. Instead of trying to match him, I slowed to a pace I could keep up all afternoon. It wasn't long before the Gryffindor was exhausted, and I pulled ahead and ultimately won. That's quite clever of you, Barnaby. I'll admit, I didn't think you had that level of calculation in you. Me neither. It was like my brain took over and gave my body all these thoughts it didn't have before. It hadn't happened before, and it hasn't happened since. But after that day, I knew I belonged here in Slytherin. That's a great story, Barnaby. I suppose we don't always see our home for what it is straight away. The story doesn't end there. Once I felt at home in Slytherin, I started noticing no two Slytherin are exactly alike. We're each our own. I'm not just a Slytherin. I'm a Barnaby Slytherin. What do you think, Tulip? Does Barnaby's story make you feel any better about your placement in Ravenclaw? It was a nice story, yes. But I wonder, do you think I'm cunning enough to fit into Slytherin as well? I want to say that, but I can't. So, of course you are, Tulip. My point exactly. If I could fit in here, I'm not sure that helps me understand why I'm in Ravenclaw. I appreciate the compliment, but I can't help noting that Barnaby's parents were Slytherins too. Perhaps the Sorting Hat just put you in the same house, Barnaby, and like me, you made the best of it. Jeez! Oh, geez, I thought I was the one with the bad attitude. It's not a bad attitude. I just want to be certain. I guess I never thought about it that way. But then again, I don't think about things much. I will say, once I realised how I fit into Slytherin, I haven't felt out of place since. I have no doubts I'm in the right house. That's the kind of certainty we need, Semajical Baratical. Perhaps like Barnaby, we'll have to keep looking until we find it for ourselves. Then we better head on to our next appointment. It's time for me to show off my own beloved Hufflepuff common room. I've arranged for you to talk with the most Hufflepuff of all the Hufflepuffs I know, Penny. Oh, this one should be interesting. Hi Penny, thanks for meeting us here in the Hufflepuff common room. We're hoping to talk to you a bit about your experience in Hufflepuff. Of course, the Magical, happy to help. We'll sneak Tulip back out as soon as she's had a look around. I know we're not supposed to let non-Hufflepuffs in, but I'm just so proud of our house, I couldn't resist the chance to show off our adorable common room. Did you know Helga Hufflepuff's recipes are still used for all the Hogwarts feasts? I didn't know that. How interesting. There's much more to Hufflepuff than food, I assure you. I don't believe we've met. This is Chiara Labosca. Penny asked me to come along. I hope you don't mind me inviting her. I thought she might have some interesting things to add to the conversation. It's perfect. We had an unexpected guest when we visited Slytherin as well. Brilliant. Chiara and I had quite different experiences when we were sorted. The moment the Sorting Hat said the word Hufflepuff, I knew I was home. For me, it was more of a journey. I wasn't immediately sure I belonged. Interesting. Tell us more. Yes. When did you know once and for all that Hufflepuff was your home, Chiara? Okay, this is another 5-star job. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the energy to replenish and then we'll take it on. In the next episode, guys. This is where this episode ends. So I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have us a magical time. Hey guys, and welcome back to Semajical Gaming for Hogwarts Mystery Year 5, where we now give you the third part. Episode 12 of the season, by the way. And now we give you the third part of the Out of Sorts Sidequest. Here we go. Well, the third part of my attempt at it, anyway. I don't have a very good track record for being able to complete these events, but taking part in them actually helps to pad out the runtime of a season. It doesn't mean I'm gonna start doing more of them, because really I'm only trying to be able to I need to be able to complete the story, the main story, that is, for this for the chapter of the story I'm stuck on. Anyway, guys, I won't bore you with too many details, because that's not what I'm here to do. So join me back after this break. Welcome back, guys. And we now give this our second crack at the whip at this part of the event. Although we're going to start cutting pretty fine into this. There's only a day left of this event. Well, it's actually a special adventure in the game. But already we're out of energy points and it's time to take another break. So after this, guys, we'll see you then. We're back again, guys. If you're wondering about the sudden change in background noise, it's because I've moved down to the kitchen of the family home. But that is this part of the side quest over. Seeing how easily Penny took to being a Hufflepuff, perhaps you can understand why I had a bit of trouble. She's so inclusive and outgoing, but I like time to myself and I can be a bit shy. Penny is such a perfect Hufflepuff. I wondered if this was truly the right house for me given our differences. But do you feel that way anymore? No, I'm a Hufflepuff through and through. I just needed to see it for myself. How did you do that, Chiara? I think that's precisely what Tulip and I need. Hagrid and I were caring for some crops one day, and he pointed out how committed I was to each of them. He said I didn't play favourites, but worked hard to make sure they all got the attention they deserved. Aww. To me, it just seemed like the right thing to do. But Hagrid said it was rare to see someone so even-handed with animals. Even said I reminded him of a famous magizoologist he once knew. New Scamander, anyone? And after that, you knew you belonged in Hufflepuff? Exactly. I don't know why I couldn't see it before. But I'm as much of a Hufflepuff as Penny is, just in my own way. That's right. And that goes for you too, Semajical. You're not exactly like either of us, but you're still a brilliant Hufflepuff. That just seems to be the way with Hufflepuffs. We're a mixed bag of good nuts. Yeah, put it that way. We are indeed. Perhaps I'd make a good Hufflepuff then? In their own way, Hufflepuffs are all loyal, fair-minded and empathetic. Doesn't that sound like me, Semajical Piratical? That sounds like you to me, Tulip. Thanks for saying that, and for proving my point. If I could fit into Hufflepuff and Slytherin, I don't know what I'm doing in Ravenclaw. I just don't know what the sorting hat was thinking. All I want is to be certain, and so far all I feel is more confused. Perhaps the next common room we visit will clear things up. I've lined up the perfect Gryffindor for you to talk to. He was a bit nervous about sneaking you in, so we'll have to tread lightly. On paper, he's one of the most unlikely Gryffindors, but I've seen him rise to the occasion plenty of times. It's time for us to go and chat to Ben Copper. Which we'll do next time, guys. Or after the break. So stay tuned, because there's more to come. I welcome you back, guys. And it is now time no, to go and speak with Ben as part of this side quest. There he is. Hi Ben, thanks for agreeing to talk with us about your experience in Gryffindor. Of course, Semajical. I couldn't let my friends down, but let's make this quick. If we get caught sneaking a non-Gryffindor into the Gryffindor common room, someone will get quite upset. Could get, sorry. We only need to show Tulip around and ask a few questions. Right. I haven't looked very closely at House Gryffindor before, but your common room is quite impressive. I'd like to learn a bit about the house, and when you knew you were a good fit for Gryffindor. Well, now that you mention it, it is no challenge at all to know if one is a good fit for Gryffindor House. There's one quality, and one alone, that defines all Gryffindors. And I just so happen to have it in spades. What's that, Sir Nicholas? Sit back and I'll tell you all about it. Soon we'll know if you have what it takes to be a Gryffindor. Okay, Sir Nicholas. Answer away. We actually came to see Ben about this, and Sir Nicholas is giving us the information we want. So, yeah, I'm not complaining there. Yeah, but isn't choosing to remain behind as a ghost rather than passing on into the realm of death a cowardly way out? To put a fine point on it, the defining characteristic we Gryffindors all share is our bravery. Naturally, it's quite easy to determine if one belongs in Gryffindor. You're either brave or you are not. I'm not so sure about that. What do you mean, Ben? As you know, I'm not exactly the bravest wizard. You rise to the occasion when it counts, Ben. Thanks, Semajical. I appreciate you saying that. I've always loved being a Gryffindor, but perhaps it's fair to say I'm not the most obvious choice. And yet the Sorting Hat didn't hesitate to place you here, I bet. It didn't, no. But I like to think it saw potential in me. I suppose I'll have to wait and see if it was right, which I'll admit makes me a bit nervous. Well, you stuck out your neck for us today. We appreciate your help. And mine, of course. Oh yes, and yours, Sir Nicholas. Of course, I have more stories if that would be helpful. Honestly, all this thinking is making my head spin. The more I learn about the other houses, the less certain I am that I belong in Ravenclaw. In the end, I think I have characteristics that could fit with any house. For example, I am not brave enough to be in Gryffindor. Now, am I not brave enough to be in Gryffindor, Semajical Baratical? You're quite brave enough, Tulip. You'd be an excellent Gryffindor. See what I mean? None of this is very reassuring. Perhaps I need some more time to process what we've heard. I'm going to rest in the Ravenclaw common room for a bit. It's quiet there, and it's where I do my best thinking. Meet me later, I'll sneak you in, and I'm sure we can figure this out together. Right. She doesn't think she belongs in Ravenclaw, and she's thinking outside the box. That's what Ravenclaws are known for. Hi Tulip, are you feeling any better? Our talk with Ben seemed to spin you out a bit. It did. I appreciate how supportive you've been, Semajical Baratical, but after talking with friends from each house, I feel even less certain that I belong in Ravenclaw. I'm sorry, Tulip. I only meant to help, not to make you doubt yourself. It's not that I doubt myself, but if the sorting hat was wrong, it could affect my whole life. I'm not used to simply trusting other people when it's something this important. Well, we're not quite finished yet. We have one house left to learn about after all. We still haven't talked to our Ravenclaw friend, Tulip Karasu. Eh? What? I'm quite curious what she has to say about her house. Good point, Semajical Baratical. If we want to be thorough, I suppose we could let Ravenclaw have a say in all this. Oh, well, you need to, really, don't you? I mean... this one's only a 3-star job, and it's a 1-hour thing. Right, so let's check what time we got left on this. 18 hours, that's plenty of time still, I think. So we'll take another break, guys, and see me back here after this. We're back again, guys, and it is now time to interview Tulip. Hey, how easy is it to sneak into other common rooms in this game? If you're not a member of the house, you technically shouldn't be allowed in. And yet, here we are, in the Ravenclaw common room as Hufflepuff. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I do think, I dare say, that we've achieved what we set out to achieve here for this part of the adventure. So I'll see you after this. We're keeping on a roll here, guys. Welcome back. So, Ravenclaw students are known for their wit, wisdom and academic abilities. That sounds like you to me, Tulip. Thanks, Semajical Baratical. But I can also be cunning, competitive, hardworking, loyal, and willing to rise to the occasion. don't forget you said yourself I'd make a good Slytherin. And you admitted I have the empathy and fair-mindedness of a Hufflepuff. And not to put too fine a point on it, but you did say I was brave enough to be a Gryffindor not too long ago. I suppose you're right. See, looking at it all together, it becomes a bit confusing. The more I think about it, the less certain I feel. Then perhaps we've been going about this all wrong. Over the course of our conversations, it became clear that some friends took to their houses straight away, but others needed time to see how they fit in. That's true. Many of them had a decisive moment that helped clarify things, like Barnaby in his contest or Chiara with the Crubs. Exactly. Perhaps all we need to do is to provide you a moment like that. But those things happen randomly. It can't just wait around. I can't just wait around for that to happen to me. You won't have to. I'll ask each of our friends to come up with a challenge based on the story they told us. Each challenge will serve as a test to see if you're truly a good fit for their house. Ooh, I like a challenge. Perfect. If all goes well, one of these challenges could become your decisive moment. I'll send word to Barnaby now. We can meet him on the training grounds once he's devised the first challenge. Right. So what is the first challenge? Thanks for setting up this test, Barnaby. Soon we'll know for sure if Tulip is a good fit for Slytherin. It's my pleasure, Semajical. Slytherin could use some more good-hearted members like Tulip. Are those quaffles? Good eye. But we won't be playing Quidditch. I've come up with a simple new challenge because simple is best. A simple new challenge, okay. All you have to do is grab a quaffle and use it to tag everyone on the opposing team before they tag you. Neither team can cross the line here, and if you get hit by a quaffle, you're out. Last team standing is the winner. That sounds easy enough. I'm glad, because it took me all day to think of it. Now, since you're both wondering about your placement in your house, I figure I'd put you on the same team. It'll be you versus Slytherin. 2 against 1? That doesn't sound totally fair, Barnaby. Shh, Semajical. We've got this. Oh, I didn't say you 2 against me. I said you 2 against Slytherin. Oh. Now get ready to race for the quaffles, and may all true Slytherins win. Quick, let's strategize. Oh my word. Really? Like, come on, mate. Isn't that, like, a bit much?
Someone is at the front door.
Okay, guys. This episode, I think, has gone on quite long enough. So we will leave it here for this episode, and in the next episode, we'll carry on with this. So until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a Semajical time. Hi guys, and welcome back to Semajical Gaming for Hogwarts Mystery, Year 5, Episode 13 of the season now, and Part 4 of my attempt at the Out of Sorts Side Adventure, or Sidequest, the Out of Sorts Special Adventure. Now, I don't actually expect to be succeeding with this, given how much time is actually left on the clock for it. But if I kept ignoring these, there would eventually come time for me to take one anyway. When the time comes in the game to take the OWL exams. Right, it's a 5-star requirement to complete this. We've earned 2 of them so far. So, it's time for our first break. And we'll see you guys after this. Welcome back, guys. And we continue from where we left off. Although at this point, it's looking more unlikely that I'm going to be able to complete this side quest. So I may have to concede defeat on this one. Because we already have another break we have to take. Oh dear. Okay, guys. I think we have to say about this. Enough is enough. I concede I am defeated by another one of these side quests. That's it for this episode. I'll see you in the next one, where hopefully we get back to the main story of the chapter. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have us a magical time.